Hey guys, this is Astrobat here, back with another another Rise of Nations video in the new year, and I hope you guys had a good new year. It just began. I meant to say Christmas, or Saturnalia, Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate. So, I cannot remember what I was doing last time. I think we were handling... I think we defeated the Aztecs, and we were attacked by the British, so we're definitely going to need to do something about this. I don't think attacking in South America is going to be of any use at this point. The Spanish are already pushing through the Yucatan area, so I think a better option is just to invade Britain and then make our way down to Spain. If we take Spain's capital, we'll be able to take all of South America anyway, so that's the best option here. So how did you guys celebrate Christmas this year? Celebrate New Year's or whatever holiday that you celebrate? Let me know in the comments below. Tactics. So the British are just abandoning Greenland. They don't care for it at all. And so that means we can just go ahead and invade Greenland. I wasn't sure if I should continue this because, you know, the American, militarism joke or trope was intended to be a joke, and then I just heard a couple of days ago that the Americans... There's some issue with the Iranian embassy being stormed, and I think a very important general was killed in a drone strike. Iranian general, or... I don't really know what his position was, but he was killed in a drone strike. I haven't been watching the news. I'm too busy with the holidays. So... yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but... regardless, it's good to just stay optimistic about New Year's, and just hope for the best and see what happens. So, yeah, I don't want to talk about politics at all. Let's just enjoy some Rise of Nations, and focus on doing the best we can this year. Got some New Year's resolutions going for myself, and hopefully you guys have some New Year's resolutions that you want to accomplish this year. Improve yourselves and set new goals. One of my resolutions this year is to actually finish this Let's Play. The great peacekeeping operation of the Americans, started by Tulsi Gabbard to make the world a safer place. And you know what, I actually think that Tulsi at this point would probably make the world a safer place if she was elected, but who am I to say anything at this point? I'm just some guy playing Rise of Nations in my pajamas. Attack York. Let's do that, the music, the Rise of Nations music doesn't play during these campaigns, like these scenarios, and it's kind of sad. We got our cultural dominance, so that's good. And yeah, that's it. So that was relatively easy. Much easier than the supply wagon one with the Aztecs. Like, that was a little bit brutal. I'm just gonna go cycling through all the events that happened in the world, considering my options here. Status of the world, we're number one. We're number one. Tremendous, tremendous. The best. But there's still a lot of world powers out there that need to be influenced by our ideas of democracy, peace, and love, and platitudes. So, let's see. Egyptians and all of the world is at war with each other. Germany is doing pretty well, which is always scary. Keep the Germans in check. Not in Slovakia, but just in Czech. The French are doing poorly, which is always good, because you do not want to see powerful France. You want to see surrender to your France. Spanish are being very imperialistic, which I don't like. I don't like big Habsburg Spain. What else is happening? And of course, in the East, nobody is where they belong, which is fine. Have a little bit of revisionist history. Wait, are the Germans also in Saudi Arabia? That's weird. I don't think that's true. I think that must be the Nubians. Let's toy around with ideas, because I did not want to do a naval invasion. It's been so long since I played this game initially. It's been like a year and a half. And naval invasions are not fun from what I remember. But we have no other way to attack the British, so let's go for it. We're in the medieval period, so it should be okay. The British haven't become a scary imperial power yet. We still have the opportunity to attack them. And anyways, it's an American tradition to attack the British, right? It's an American tradition to assert our authority over the British Empire. It's our American New Year's resolution. Some cartography going, blah blah blah. Setups are pretty standard. We kind of have a bad woodcutting zone. I'm gonna probably expand that. I have a feeling that we're playing on Greenland anyways, so I'm not in a massive rush here. I have time to boom up. I have time to be a boomer. Nobody has time to be a boomer. Don't be a boomer. Just gonna set our minds up. Greenland. The ironic name Greenland. It's not as green as it is in this video game, that's for sure. That was, you know what? I was in map editor for Rise of Nations, and I'm actually really shocked at how shallow it is. It's a relatively good military game, Rise of Nations, but in terms of customization for maps, it's very shallow. You can either have one variant of land or another variant of land. Land has to be homogeneous. You can't have like snow in one area, green types of land, like meadows and fields, in another. It's very limiting in that sense. Or you can't have like green and then like desert in an area. I guess I'm kind of spoiled by the map making in Age of Wonders and what's the other one? Age of Empire. Yeah, Age of Empires. Age of Empires 2 had a really decent map making system. I'm so old. I don't think I can name like a modern day RTS. What are the Zoomers playing now for like RTS games? If you're a Zoomer, please let me know in the comments below what type of RTS games do Zoomers play? What's on the Steam? For me now, like RTS games, I don't play too many anymore. I play Europa Universalis because I'm pretentious like that. But Europa Universalis, like, as deep as it is, sometimes it feels like sometimes it feels kind of boring, because there's not a lot of, like, you're not moving around, too many units on a board, or managing resources or anything like that. The only thing you're managing is your finances, and deciding where you're going to invade. And it's more economic than like just pumping up military units and building cities and stuff. It's a different style of RTS. I think it's kind of cheap. It's kind of cheating too, because you can like just pause the game whenever you feel like it. But it's really satisfying to like have the freedom to name colonies that you establish, and like I like the idea of like rewriting history and like building new civilizations, so that's a fun game. It really is. But only if you're a die-hard RTS. If you can't handle, like, with Rise of Nations, like, you're moving armies around and like you're engaging in tactical combat, and you're micromanaging like the lives of units. And you have far less freedom to do that in Europa Universalis. Most battles are decided by like how many units you have and where they're positioned on a map, and then there's like an RNG dice roll to decide which army wins. So everything comes down to manipulating the dice rolls, and it's not really skill-based out of that aspect. Still, it's fun in its own way. One of the things I liked about Rise of Nations was actually being able to name cities. That was cool. I never gone too much into modding and customization, because I would have liked to make like new civilizations for Rise of Nations. It'd be nice to have Canadians, and like maybe make like a sprite of like a polar bear. Have like maybe like hockey stick soldiers or something. Canuckers, obviously. You know, something fun. It's like something jokish, something fun. Also, I never understood why the Portuguese were like a unique civilization that you could only play in the New World campaign. I thought that was dumb. If you already have like civilizations, like unique units established and all of that, why can't you just add them to the main cast? And the Portuguese are certainly better than the Spanish. The Spanish only have, well, they get heavy ships, and they get, what's it called? Discovery powers, quote unquote, which is essentially you just play with the map revealed and you get an extra scout. And if you pick up ruins early game, you get bonuses. They have nice unique units, but aside from that, they're not really that fun to play. I like tercios. I like their unique units, but I don't think those units, and the Scutari too. I think it's Scutari, isn't it? That's all fun. But I think they could have done more with the Spanish, for sure. Like maybe, merchants that produce gold by... Oh, there's no sea route trade, though. Yeah, I mean, it boils down to mechanics, right? Hang around with the Indians a couple of days ago, and they're kind of like... in terms of economy, they're pretty interesting, yeah, because their buildings don't scale in terms of cost. You can like pretty much cheese a lot of things that you can't do with other nations, and you save a lot of resources. You know, when farms always cost 40 wood, it's pretty easy to get an economy building compared to some other nations. But I really don't like elephants. I think elephants are kind of, I don't know, they're not that great of a military unit. Except for the ones with cannons, like in the Enlightenment Age. You get these, I don't know what they're called, Maouts, elephants. Those are boss, man. You can just like, get like 6 or 7 of those on a raid, because they have more health, and then they shoot as they're like cavalry archers, but they're elephants, which is really cool. But in economic games, they're actually pretty broken. So, we got 3 cities up, I think, at this point. And we're almost capped on our citizens. We're just building things up because we want to have a strong economy before we go out and handle the British. Set up some universities. That science technology, which is so vital, so important. I think in the medieval age, if you're playing as European or medieval nation, well, I mean, it's too late now. This game's already been made. It's been like decades. But I think it should have been a precondition to build a temple for a university. It's because historically, after the fall of the Roman Empire, it was a lot of the universities that were produced, the academies, they were funded by churches. That would make things too complicated, and it kind of handicapped European nations, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, and all them, since knowledge is like really vital for getting up in ages. It would have given the Turks too much of a competitive advantage, and the Turks don't need that. Yeah, I mean, 200% assimilation of cities is stupid. And then just getting free siege weapons by just building a factory is really dumb. Probably the most annoying nation to fight against. Oh, look at me being stupid. Anyway, that's cute. So, what are we doing now? I think I'm just gonna keep expanding cities down and building barracks in case I get attacked early. You want to gradually scale down to the coastline. But I want to get to the next age first. my friend was telling me, one of my friends, she's from India, and she was telling me a story about a jewel that's on the crown of the current British monarch, and apparently this was won during a war. I think Pakistan was annexed or something like that, or the Punjab was annexed. Anyway, so one of the conditions of peace was to give up this really valuable, really valuable diamond. Let's see if I find the name of it. John Oliver did a segment on this. I don't know when. I think it was a couple weeks ago. It's called the Koh-i-Noor, I think. I don't know how to. Not sure about these names. I know Noor means light, I think, in India because I worked with a lady named Nori, and apparently it means light. So the British won this duel, and apparently this is a big deal to my friend. Like she's really upset about this and she wants it returned. But also apparently this is well, first of all, the British won it legally during a treaty, and apparently at least 4 different countries have claimed ownership of it since 1947. They've been arguing with the British to gain it. So those India, Pakistan, Iran, and Afghanistan, all of them have claimed that they have legal ownership of it. But the British have been very firm that it was legally obtained from the Treaty of Lahore. So that's interesting. I don't know about fighting over a diamond so hard, but people have fought over dumb things in the past. I think there was a war in Portugal or Spain called the War of the Oranges. Not sure if they actually fought over oranges or not. Let's see. I'm all over Wikipedia right now. Trying to figure out why it was called the War of the Oranges. Okay, apparently the Spanish and the Portuguese. So basically this happened during the Napoleonic era where Napoleon placed his relative on the Spanish throne, and during that time there was a massive continental blockade of British trade because Napoleon was able to conquer most of the coastline of Europe. He forced countries to blockade the British. Now, the Portuguese and the British have the longest standing military defense contract between each other, I think, in Europe. They have one of the oldest military defense contracts between each other. So the French wanted the Portuguese to break their military alliance with the British, and they refused to. So the Spanish decided that they were going to invade Portugal on behalf of the French and supports Napoleon Bonaparte. Part of the conflict ended in a stalemate, with the Spanish holding sieges of fortresses and not being able to face the blockade of the armies in Portugal. But a man called Godoy picked oranges outside of Elvas and sent them to the Queen of Spain, claiming that he was going to continue his march onto Lisbon. So because he picked the oranges and made that proclamation, that's why it became called the War of the Oranges. So that's interesting. Try not to talk too much about Napoleon, because I might consider doing Napoleon Bonaparte's world conquest. That scenario, those scenarios around Napoleon is kind of fun to do. So we found the British, and I just want to explore more of this territory here. I want to make sure the British aren't colonizing up here. Sorry, I'm on the main continent of the British now, so I'm just scouting their information. Trying to see where all their cities are, their military infrastructure, their economic development. Just get a sense of everything. And most of all, I don't want my army to fall under Protestant winds. I'm so happy there's no stupid gimmick like that in this game. It could have easily made British extremely broken by giving them some dumb naval gimmick called Protestant winds, and then just giving like their fleets like 20% more attack or something. Instead, they even made things relatively fair. Oh, that's another thing I forgot. When I was I hadn't played this game in so long in terms of Navy. I had forgotten how good bomb catches are. Like, bomb catches are legitimately better than regular siege by far, because they're more mobile. You don't need to wait for them to get established. So you don't need to wait for them to pack or unpack. So you can pretty much just raid coastlines at your leisure. If you control the seas as any nation, and then just get a bunch of bomb catches, you can pretty much win any coastal city. The difficulty becomes like establishing yourself once you get onto the coastline. But against the AI tends to be kind of dumb, and whenever you attack, they'll start sending forces towards, so all you really have to do is kind of trick the AI to concentrate their forces in one area, and then attack them from multiple fronts, and that will just confuse the AI. Of course, me not playing the game for a long time, not really thinking straight about my strategy here. Building fire ships is definitely not the correct option. Oh, here they come. Oh, it's a huge army. Let's try to get as many of them as we can. I might might not have Protestant wind, but I definitely have something similar. It's called ships. It's called naval supremacy. I have my American wind. That's terrible. I'm gonna call it freedom wind. Liberty wind. Okay, so we capped our pop. Haven't been really focusing on research, I guess. But I don't feel like this is going to be as successful as I initially thought. Because I'm being dumb and I'm not using bomb catches. Time I should have definitely got my bomb catches post. But anyway, regardless, we're gonna just keep attacking all their military units and taking control of the sea. That's a really great thing about these types of RTS games, is like when you control the sea, that's it. Like, it's really hard for your opponent to do anything. And also, like, production isn't stupidly slow like in European Universalis. In European Universalis, like, you dread having to build fleets because they take so many months to build. Anyway, we're just gonna keep expanding our islands. So we don't want any openings in our national borders that the British can exploit. Although, to be honest, I don't think we're going to be able to do much at this point, because all their resources look like they're tied down, defending their islands. Still, we're going to set up more military bases here. And maybe we should have expanded earlier. The British might have been able to land some villagers on one of those islands and launch a stronger attack, but this is what we have. We have to work with. Got a pretty big fleet here now. Yeah, definitely, looking back at this is kind of embarrassing, the way I'm playing. I would definitely be able to do this much quicker now. I mean, there's a difference between having the advantage and knowing what to do with the advantage. Just needlessly wasting resources on ships right now. Yeah, that's what you should be doing. Be attacking infrastructure. Those things cost monies. Well, anyway, we're still winning. kind of being excessive with our military buildings, but okay. Thing is, why not? Because you get free units from the barracks. And, yeah, you know, this would actually be broken with the Indian Oath of Fealty. So you could just spam barracks and have, like, massive heavy infantry. Just massive amounts of heavy infantry. Keep that in mind. I said that I would do New World campaign as a Native American nation. I'd also like to do one as the Portuguese because that's the only campaign they exist in. So I might have to do that campaign twice. We'll see. I don't know what I'm doing, because I should be taking advantage of fish and... Ah, man. This was so long ago. This was a year ago. We've been at war with the world for over a year. But our peacekeeping mission, we're already 20% through it, so... Pretty sure this year we're going to be able to get things done. Does anyone have any New Year's resolutions they'd like to share with If you have anything to say, please mention it in the comments below. Finally using bomb glitches that are not to be used. I don't know, am I allowed to say bomb? It's probably like the best way to get demonetized on YouTube. Okay, we're finally ready. We're gonna launch a invasion of Canterbury. It's gonna be like a reverse D-Day. Well, actually, reverse D-Day would be like Germany invading British, but whatever. This is fine. Have completely given up control of the sea. Are we using the Aztec? I think we're using the Aztec Oath of Fealty. I don't know, I forgot. Because we're gaining resources from every kill, so... I should have brought a general here too. Would have been better. I think we're so well off in terms of our military here, I don't think it matters. Just gotta get our knights into position to take care of the archers and get our spearmen at the cavalry, and we should be good. Definitely gaining resources from these kills. I don't want my army just roaming wherever it feels like. This is not a Metallica album. This is an invasion. So. I think at this point, we can safely say that it's practically over. Just waiting for the Canterbury to assimilate so I can advance downward. Don't feel comfortable letting the city go. To press on the attack. We have to be careful of that tower there, because that can deal some damage to our boats that have less range than the bomb catches, but the bomb catches are far better. And at this point, red is winning. I am winning. Watching too many chess videos. Sorry, that joke makes no sense. Let's get our barracks up. Let's get some military infrastructure so that we can reinforce our push here. Gonna be happy to see the Enlightenment Age because infantry combat's gonna get more simplified. Everything's going to just be stand in a line and shoot. Right now I have like variations of like in and out DRs. I'm not going to pretend that I'm saying any of these names right, by the way. Good. Now we're going to press forward with the city attack. Don't really care too much about the military production bases right now. Take those on off. I think with only 2 cities and one of them severely under siege, they're not going to be producing much anyway. So we could have maybe raided them. Just gonna keep building more buildings so that we get more units pumped out. And with a kind of double attack here, I think we'll do just fine. Our navy supporting from the coast and our main forces on land pushing forward. Pretty much a foregone conclusion now. So we want to kill the infrastructure here just to be safe. We're gonna tear down the military-industrial complex of other countries. Part of our new foreign policy. The only way that we can save other countries from themselves is disabling their ability to fight back. British general. I wonder who would have been like the Secretary of State at this time, like the head of the military. This is the gunpowder age. Whatever that means. That just means, in terms of time period though, I guess the 1600s. This is supposed to reflect the 1600s. Enlightenment should be 1700s, for sure. Maybe the 15th to 1600s. No, the 1500s. Medieval period looks like it should be from... It doesn't matter. Sorry for rambling. Alright, so we defeated the British. Yay! Probably the only people on Earth to have defeated the British and taken their continent, their island. So, it took a woman to defeat a woman, right? It's Tulsi versus Queen Elizabeth I. And a few defeats across the world, a couple of blunders here and there. The Spanish and the French trading for the southern part of America. Japanese failing to invade Korea. And Romans declaring war on the Russians, so that's lovely. It's clash of the empires there. So, that was Rise of Nations. I'm gonna try to make more videos coming up in the new year, and I hope you guys had fun, and tell me your New Year's resolutions down below. One of my resolutions is to finish this campaign. We have a tricky situation in the next episode, and I have to think about what we're gonna do. So until then, I'll see you guys later, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and take care. Bye bye.